Good morning, student. Today we discuss the topic mole concept. Look at this word mole. This word is mole. What we understand by this the word mole? This word mole implies the number of any quantity. Any entities we measure in the term of moles. Actually, in chemistry we deal with the entities like atom, ion, anion, cations, all these. So we count those numbers in the term of mole. And this is denoted by Na, that is Avogadro's number given by the Avogadro, and this value is equals to 6.022 into 10 to power 23 entities. Why we say entities? As I told you, we deal with the ions, the like cations and ions. We deal with the molecules, we deal with the atoms. So we measure that in term of we so call those entities them as entities, and their number, this number 6.022 into 10 to power 23, this is known as mole. 1 mole contains this number of entities. So why we discuss the mole? Why we study the mole concept? Because when we deal with the reactions, different reaction coming in the physical chemistry, we have to know their moles, because the reaction proceed with the number of moles in their proportion. Moles proportion reaction deals. So we have studied about the mole. And how do we get this number? How do we get this Avogadro's number? Actually, in our environment, we have abundant of carbon. They are the things present around us made out of carbon. So carbon is very abundant to us. So when we take 12 gram carbon of C12, this is C12, mostly found in our environment. We take 12 gram of this carbon 12 atom, and when we measure the number of atoms present in this carbon, we get number equals to 6.022 into 10 to power 23. So we denote this number as 1 mole. Now when we proceed with reactions like C plus O2 forming CO2, this is reaction C plus O2 forming CO2, we should know that how much carbon react with how much oxygen to form the carbon dioxide. So if we get like this, 6 gram of carbon reacting with 12 gram of oxygen, this is given that 6 gram of carbon react with 12 gram of oxygen. So what is the amount of carbon dioxide we are getting? So to know this amount of carbon dioxide, we should know the coefficients of carbon over here and the coefficients of oxygen over here. So we have to balance the equations. We have to deal with the moles of these atoms to form this molecule. So look at here, that 6 gram of carbon combined with 12 gram of oxygen to give carbon dioxide, and here the atom of carbon is 1, and here also the atom of carbon is 1. So it is a balanced equation. Two atoms of oxygen and 2 atoms of carbon dioxide. It is a balanced reaction. So we should first find out the mole of carbon. So how do we find the mole of carbon? We have given the weight of carbon over here. So we divide the weight of carbon by molecular weight of carbon by molecular weight of carbon, and this gives us the mole. This tells us about the mole of carbon. So given mass of carbon over here is 6 gram and the molecular weight is 12 gram. So to find the mole, we divide the given weight by the molecular weight. The given weight is 6 gram and the molecular weight of carbon is 12 gram. So we get half mole. What we get? We get half mole. And look at over here, what is the mole of oxygen given here? So to find the mole of oxygen, we do the same thing. What we do? We take mole of oxygen equals to weight of oxygen given over here, that is 12 gram. And what is the weight of oxygen? So the given molecule over here is O2, and O2 have 32 gram mass. have 32 gram mass. So the mole coming over here is 6 by 16, or we can say 3 by 8. 3 by 8 moles of oxygen is here. 3 by 8 moles of oxygen is present over here. So now we know that 0.5 gram of carbon is present to react with the 3 by 8 moles of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. So we look that